Hey guys, I thought I'd give you a look at a few knives I picked up recently. On top here is a Smith & Wesson Search and Rescue. I think that's the only thing it's called. I recently picked that up on Amazon for like 22 bucks, something like that. And this is a Kabar USMC. I've actually had this for a while. It's all black with the some kind of synthetic handle. I'll annotate what they actually call it with the kydex sheath. The reason I'm doing this video is because when I just got this a few days ago, I just noticed how similar they were. You can just tell from the handle styles that obviously this one was been along a little bit longer, and so Smith & Wesson kind of adopted that look, which I have nothing against, but it is what it is. Well, let's talk about the handles real fast. This is some sort of really hard leather. Or sorry, not leather, the stacked leather washers on the other one. This is kind of like a tire tread, almost like. It's a real hard, very almost incompressible rubber, and that you can't really scratch up. I mean, you could if you tried, but under normal wear, you know, I'd see this lasting a whole lot longer than this, which is actually a little softer leather or softer rubber, and you can kind of scratch it with your fingernail. I don't know if you see that, but it's a little less durable. But I mean, this knife was about twice as much as the Smith & Wesson, so you know, you get what you pay for. Let's just go ahead and open this up. It'll be a little hard with one hand, but I'll get a tripod one of these days. And there's pretty much no retention in this sheath for the Smith & Wesson other than this Velcro strap. So although the K-bar has this snap, these guards here actually press against these little lips on either side of the sheath here, and that's what holds it in when this is unsnapped. So there is still retention of this knife when it's not secured by this, and there isn't really of this knife when it's in the sheath. Here's a side-by-side look of the blades. They're pretty similar. I always prefer the straight edge or the plain edge to the half serrated or something like that. But that's the Smith & Wesson. It's pretty much just a small version of this K-bar. I'm not sure where this is made, probably China, but for the price, you know, it'd be hard to make something in the USA for 20 bucks. It's any sort of knife. But a few of the people on Amazon were reviewing this, saying that this guard here is a little loose. It does have a little bit of play, I guess forward and aft, you would call, front and back. I don't know if you can hear it, but you know, you can't really move it, you know, toward the blade or toward the handle, but it's just I don't know, forward and backwards, I guess you would call it. There's a little bit of play in there. Obviously there's no play with the K-bar, and this blade's a little dirty because it's been used, but I'm just giving y'all a quick look at what they look like side by side. This will be going in my bug out bag, or not bug out bag, but get home bag. Well, I guess you'll use it as either. But and this one will be going in my wife's, just because she's a little smaller and her hands are a little smaller, and this was a little bit much for her to wield. Which, I mean, I have medium-sized hands, and it's a decent-sized knife. I want to include, you know, blade steel and specs and weight and all that. You can look it up if you really care. But this knife is a little bit smaller. One thing to note is this does have a sharpened blade on the top right here. I'm assuming that's for, you know, stabbing or something to help it go in. But something to note, you know, don't slide your hand across the back of the blade and expect not to get cut when that's sharp. This Smith & Wesson knife also came with a little diamond sharpening stone in this little sheath pocket, whatever. I thought it was a little gimmicky, you know. I don't know how high quality it is. It does say Smith & Wesson on there. I'm sure it'll do in a pinch. You know, if you're stuck in the woods and with a really dull knife and needed something, it's better than a rock or something that you'd pick up. But you know, I don't see you doing any real fine sharpening work with it. As far as the sheaths go, obviously I much prefer anything American made, but obviously the K-bar has, you know, these grommets and holes in the side that you can lash it onto a pack or a tactical vest or whatever you want. And the Smith & Wesson has 2 down there, and that's pretty much it. It does have a belt loop, obviously, but I mean that comes on all belts these days. They're all sheaths. This is metal though, metal little D-ring here. Thought that was interesting. But you know, either one, if you're gonna, you know, lash it with some paracord to something, I mean, this is just as fine because you're gonna be going in and out of different stuff. But anyway, thought I'd give you all a look at the knife that I'm gonna be using in my emergency bag or get home bag or bug out bag, whatever, and the one my wife's getting. So I don't know, I'd recommend both of them. Obviously the K-bar is a little higher quality, and something that you could bet a little bit more money on, but they both seem, you know, more than adequate for what I plan on doing with them. Anyway, have a good one. One thing I forgot to mention that I will mention right now is this K-bar, obviously it can go in the sheath this way, and this little bump right here in the sheath will retain it, and you can actually insert it the other way as well, because it is, you know, a multi-directional or whatever you'd call it sheath. An interesting thing to note on the Smith & Wesson is it will actually only go in one way, and that is, well, if it was on your right side on a belt blade back, it would only go in like that. You know, I guess you could probably monkey it around and get it to fit in that way, but it doesn't feel like it wants to go that way, that's for sure. Anyway, see you later.